From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here in studio. The Sooners are back on the hardwood on Tuesday evening. It's a later tip, 8 p.m. against Creighton. And Joe Masato joins us on the phone. Joe, this is yet another one of those pretty savory non-conference games for the Sooners. They've had a lot of these here as they gear up for Big 12 play in the not-too-distant future. But Creighton, yet another opportunity for a potentially good non-conference win for the Sooners. Dive into this one a little bit. What about Creighton and what about the Sooners' chances against them on Wednesday night?
Yeah, it should be a really fun one for the Sooners. Creighton is a team unlike any OU has faced this season, in that they just get down the floor in a hurry and shoot a ton of threes. They're shooting 45% right now from three, which is the second best mark out of all the 300 plus teams in Division I basketball. So it should be a fun one. But like you said, it's another really tough test for this Oklahoma squad. And really there's been, maybe since the first week or so of the season, there's really no duds on the schedule, no games you can really take for granted. And as they build up toward Big 12 play that's set to start right at the turn of the calendar, games like these are going to be what's going to prepare them.
Yeah, and Joe, they've had some pretty big games in this non-conference, but they've played some neutral site games, some away games. To have one at home, that's got to be a nice change of pace. I mean, I know it counts more when you win away and on neutral site, but at least for the fan base, this is a team that may be getting some people sort of excited to go out and see what they're up to, I would think.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be a good test to see where the fan base is. Obviously, we know it's still football season and everyone's excited about the playoffs, but I'm sort of interested to see the atmosphere because OU hasn't played a home game. Well, technically, the Tulsa game and Oklahoma City games counted as home games, but this is the first one in Norman in almost 3 weeks. So OU's won a lot of games since then. They're almost creeping into the top 25 rankings. And, it wasn't a shot or anything, but after the game in Tulsa on Saturday, it was the best crowd of the season OU's played in front of in the state so far this year. And guard Miles Reynolds said, well, we should play in Tulsa more often. So I think that was a little bit of a thing, like, okay, OU fans in Norman show out on Tuesday night against Creighton.
Joe, you mentioned the fact that Oklahoma is just on the outside of the top 25, which to me signals as it relates to, whether it's NCAA tournament selection, which I know we're still a ways from that, but, that'll be here before you know it. And expectations of this team as Big 12 play approaches, this was a team not expected to finish very highly at all. What's your sense of the buzz about what Oklahoma has already done in the non-conference and whether it's changed the conversation about the Sooners?
I think it's definitely changed the conversation because going into the season, I think the best that people thought of this team, at least outside of the team, was, okay, they might be a bubble team come tournament time. Well, so far in the non-conference schedule, they're much more than that. CBS, it's silly to talk about, bracketology this far out, but CBS Sports released theirs today. OU is a 4 seed. ESPN had OU as a 6 seed. So obviously that doesn't count any conference projections in. But as of right now, with what they've done in the non-conference schedule, it's put them on pace for, maybe that high of a seed so far. And we'll see what they can do in conference play. But so far, few teams can match what they've done in out-of-conference play.
Well, all right, again, Oklahoma back at it on Tuesday night. It is Creighton at Lloyd Noble Center. Creighton at 7-3 will give the chance to the Sooners to improve that resume even more. That game is on ESPNU if you want to check it out if you're not headed down to Norman. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.